years of 1910 and 1970, children of Australian Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander descents were forcibly removed from their families by the Australian federal and state governments, as well as church missions. These children are known as the Stolen Generations. This act was part of the assimilation policy, with the aim being to absorb Aboriginal people into a white society through the process of removing children from their families, as the government believed that black people were inferior and white people were superior, proposing that Indigenous people should eventually die out. It is believed that more than 6,200 children were stolen from their families and taught to reject their Indigenous heritage and were forced to adopt the white culture. Unfortunately, many of these children were physically, psychologically and sexually abused whilst living in state care or with their adopted families. They also received lower levels of education as they are expected to work as manual labourers and domestic servants.
The Bringing Them Home report is a tribute to the strength and struggles of thousands of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children affected by forcible removal from their families. This report came about from those who found the strength to tell their stories. The first National Sorry Day was held on the 26th of May 1998, 1 year after the report. On the 13th of February 2008, more than 10 years after this report was proposed, Prime Minister Kevin Rudd apologised to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people for the removal of children from their families.
We apologise for the laws and policies of successive parliaments and governments that have inflicted profound grief, suffering and loss on these our fellow Australians. We apologise especially for the removal of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children from their families, their communities and their country. For the pain, suffering and hurt of these stolen generations, their descendants and for their families left behind, we say sorry.
By the beginning of the 20th century, the authorities found that it was necessary to protect the Indigenous population. This was the beginning of the protection era. Indigenous Australians were made dependent of the state, which gave the government power to deny Indigenous people control over almost every aspect of their lives, including where they live, who they marry, and where they could work.
The stolen generations have had a huge effect on the lives of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, resulting in things such as loneliness, low self-esteem and depression, poorer education, legal difficulties, loss of cultural connections, loss of language, and loss of land.
Reconciliation is about unity and respect between Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people and non-Indigenous Australians. The reconciliation movement is believed to have begun with the 1967 referendum, where 90% of Australians voted to remove the clause in the Constitution which discriminated against Indigenous Australians. The apology was considered to be a step towards reconciliation.